Alrighty, I think I got this thing working. Probably won't get any viewers. Pretty late at night. Alright, looks like I got one viewer. Is this thing working? I got 4 viewers. Morning, 6 a.m. here. Yeah, it's about 12 or so right now. 12 at night, 12 in the morning. Greeting from Europe. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's all good. It's working. How's it going? I'm pretty tired. I had a long day at work and then tried to sleep, couldn't sleep, so I figured I'd come out here and try a live. Just ramble on. I wanted to get some stuff done on this 461 project. It's 9 here, buddy. Well, it way past that here for me. Yeah, I'm sure you see the filter here, Slacks. Let me it ended badly. I dissected one of them filters you sent me. I had an idea. I was hoping this had wire mesh in it. Well, come to find out, this is all nothing but plastic. I need to get a little bit taller pieces of plastic or something. I'm going to build a standoff cage so I can put this real thin piece of foam around it for this particular build. I'm going to build a high flow filter for it. So, I already killed one of them filters you gave me, but it was for the sake of science. Oh, you guys want to see the port work on this experimental get-together 461 I'm building? Yeah, that might have been the original one I destroyed. I'm not sure. But this saw is going to be my get-together saw. So I want it to look like a normal saw. So I was trying to, come up with a better filter. Alright. I'll grab my pointer too so I can point things out to you guys. Because I went pretty hot on this one, guys. Right here's my lunged intake. There's the uppers. There's the tapered cut squish band. There's the intake. I took these lowers out as much as I could. I dropped the cylinder there a little bit. Now, I elongated these a little bit, and I flip-flopped the timing on these. This one used to open before that one. This one now opens before this one. When I do my water test, when this cylinder was stock, I'd pour water in through here, and it would just come out of the primary. Nothing was coming out of the secondary. So I chose to fire the secondary first to utilize some of this port. And this is on an angle quite a bit steeper than this one. These are both angled. They're not flat across. I did that to, well, let me grab the piston. See if I can get it out of here without stabbing myself. Here's the piston. These lines that you see up here is from where I was rubbed off. I was checking my squish. But see how I did that on a taper? I angled my transfers to flow up and over that taper as well. So What do you guys think of that piston? Looks pretty good, don't it? Just a highway piston. And do I got a flat edge? Probably not. Well, I got a chisel. A messed up chisel, but to give you guys an idea how much taper is there. A little wedge. So now what to do with my pointer? Yeah, I like cutting. On certain saws it works really good. Some saws don't seem to like it, and you really don't know until you try it out. But these, it's hard to see on camera, but these are on an angle. This one's a little steeper angle than this one. I tried to do this one more of an angle like I do on my 4910s. And then the intake's offset on these anyway, but I did a nice long. And this is on an angle as well, and my squish is 25. Now, and then here's the exhaust port. I did widen the inside just a scooch, but I am going to be, I did go a lot wider here than I typically do, but this is a get-together build. And I went pretty hot on the numbers. It's 96, 98-ish, depending on where you're wanting to read that crack of ray of light. If you're going off when the light shines through on the transfer, it's 96. If you go off from the actual port height, it's 98. And this one is a low blowdown build. Saws that I typically run low blowdown on are front-fed transfer saws or stratified saws. And the other 461 is 18 and 20, if I remember right. I don't know, I said it in the video. I don't have my scribble notes on the, I think I threw them oily rags in the fire pit. But that saw with 18 and 20 and 102 on the roof, and I think it was 81 on the intake, that saw has an uberous amounts of torque. And this one's more of a toy line saw. It's like, I mean, you could probably still cut firewood with it, but I wouldn't want to do it day in and day out with it. This is more of like when I go to some of these get-togethers and want to goof off with friends and stuff. This is more of a build. I decided to build this one more geared that way, just so I had a fun saw. There was so much torque in the other one, I thought, why not try to bleed some of that torque off and get some higher RPM for faster cutting speed. I didn't catch that comment disappeared real quick. I'll have to wait for another comment to try to get caught back up. Yeah, this is on the hot side. Everyone needs a fun saw. Boy, we sure do. It can't, can't all be serious, I think the 461 laid the groundwork on that cylinder for the 500i. They share a lot of similarities, and I took what I learned on the 500i and applied it to the other 461, and I got very similar outcomes. So I took this one a step further, and like this piece right here, the 500i has something like that too. And I didn't do it on the other saw, but with the way I cut out that the lungs on them ports, it lets me get right around that obstruction to feed that crankcase. I really think this one's going to be a ring zinger. It should be very cool. You guys want to see what I come up with for on the muffler on it, or you guys interested in that? It will be loud. I got it sitting here on the bench. I can show it if you guys want. When I do run low blowdown builds, low back pressure is key, I feel to them. And this is also a get-together saw, so it looks like a muffler. You would think it's just a muffler, but it's not really a muffler at all. Oh, I'm not worried about my secrets. This stuff's all been done before, Smitty. But, yep, and that hole there lines up perfect to it. It should be an ear bleeder. So, like I said, this one's a get-together saw. So, what do you guys think of that not so much muffler? Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a fun, you know, and I'll pass it around like when I go to Sawfest and like when I go down there to my buddies down there in Ohio and stuff. I'll pass it around. They can all play with it. I don't mind. I'll show you kind of the ideas that I'm thinking for this. I was actually going in and grabbing a plastic coat hanger and because now where this was, if I think I'd come in here and put a bunch of holes equally spaced out and cut one of them plastic hangers and super glue a cage together so I can get this very thin foam around this, and that's what I want to run for the air filter. I really don't think I need a velocity stack on this because they come with a pretty decent one right from the factory. I might just clean up the edges around this a little bit to promote a little bit better flow. Might sculpt something around the bottom out of GB Weld or something, or might just leave it alone. I don't know. But I really want no restriction on the filter, no restriction on the exhaust, because with the short blowdown, it's crucial to have my exhaust back pressure off so them transfers can do everything that they can do, especially at a high RPM. So, and I could be wrong on this build too. I'm not perfect. I might have built a Heising and turd too. I don't know. It might ring up real good. Then I put it in the wood and it might fall on its face. Won't know until we try it. And if that's the case, I'll just save up and buy another cylinder and start over. I was trying to catch up on the comments there, and then they faded away. Oh, it's crazy. We got 20 people watching. 19 now. Oh, I mentioned it and then lose some. Looks like my stove's going pretty good. I really wanted to start putting this thing together, and I was going to make you guys a video showing the port work and talking about it, and then I'm like, I'll just do a live and talk about the port work on this thing. And my goal is to have it from the outside look like a normal saw, and then hopefully have it be a real runner. But I don't know, if I got a shorter day at work tomorrow, maybe I definitely want to have it running by Saturday. I think I've got everything to do it. Yeah, I need to get something set up. I might be picking up, my daughter stopped by tonight, and I might be picking up her computer or something. I think it's a laptop. I might pick that up off her, and then maybe I can have that run off the Wi-Fi and sit on the bench or something and read the comments through that or something, if I can get it all set up and working. I'm not very techy. Some of my parts did come in. Here's an OEM chain brake that I bought off from eBay that came in. This is the new cover that I bought for the other one. The one that you sent me, Slacks, had the sticker on it, and it was just as nice a shape, so I put that on my other saw. And then the handle you sent me, I put on the other saw, and this is the handle that I painted. It is an OEM handle, but I taped it off and painted it. It'll be good enough for this saw. This you sent me too. I was gonna run this, but I'm probably not gonna run this on the get-together saw because it's kind of in my way of trying to ram air down the carburetor. I'm hoping, I think I've got all the hardware. I'll know as I'm putting it together. I found this coil in my shed. Not sure. I know it's a steel. It looks just like the one I put in the other one. It's missing the plug wire. I don't know if it's good or not. Could be a million reasons why it was in my shed. But if not, I'll buy a coil because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want an unlimited coil in this one. All right, have a good one. I don't sleep much. I do get exhausted though. Yep, that's what's in the other 461 is a 460 coil. Now I think the timing's slightly different on them because with the stock 461 coil, if you weren't committed pulling that over, it would jerk the rewind right out of your fingers, and with the 460 coil it is not doing that. I might have to pop the flywheel, shave the key some, and bump the timing back up on that 461. I was going to run it for a bit first, see, you know, because if I'm happy with the way it is, I'll just leave it. If I think it needs more, I might bump the timing up. But I think that 461 coil has a slight bit more timing advance in it, from what I'm telling. And I think that's why it was jumping around so much more. The stock has advanced. That's what I'm thinking, because I could definitely feel a difference between the two coils. But that other 461, that thing's she's a rip snorter. I've had a stock 461 before, and it never run like that. Yeah, a little bit. I'm thinking probably 4 to 5 degrees difference between them from the way it's just by feeling. I haven't put a timing light on it yet to find out. But I'm sure there's a difference in them. That limited coil actually might have an advance that totally changes throughout the curve too, being a newer style coil. I don't know. Where some of the older coils were just fixed timing. But I'm not a fan of a limiter. No, I didn't have to modify anything. It bolted right in. I just had to do away with the third screw. Yeah, it's somewhere in there, 5 to 7 somewhere, I bet. For sure 4 or 5. I'm almost guaranteeing that. Just by the way it feels. So that's crazy. I got viewers from all over the place that watch the channel. That's amazing. I'm surprised you guys even like my content. I don't feel I'm that good of a creator. I think 044, 460, and 660 coils are all the same. No, it's definitely not fun when the recoil kicks back. It can most definitely hurt your fingers. I try to do cool stuff. I mean, sometimes it's what not to do. And I never, the way I build saws, I don't ever say it's the right way to build it. It's just how I'm trying to experiment on whatever I'm working on. Sometimes it's a great success, and other times it's an epic failure. And sometimes it's just mediocre. There's so many great saw builders out there, it's unreal. I get sent videos and pictures of port work and stuff by all sorts of different people that they're not on YouTube, or nobody knows about them, and they can build some really wicked stuff. There's far better builders out there than me, that's for sure. Yep, I like to show the good and bad, because and sometimes if I do something, I might get a good result, but someone else might try to do it, and it could be as much as port textures, port angles. There's so much that you could build two saws by the same the same blowdown and have different port shapes, and the saws will run totally different. And I dabble all over the place. I might build a ring zinger one minute, and then the next thing I'm building something that's just good for lugging. Yeah, like I got two 670s, and them two couldn't run totally different opposite from each other. One's a ring zinger, and the other one's a long bar pulling. The one that's pulling the RPMs, it's got a fair amount of torque and it's got a fair amount of RPM. It's probably slightly higher RPM than stock, but it's nowhere near in the cut as fast as like the second 670 I built. But the second 670 I built will not pull a long bar like the other one does. So, and which is better? It depends on the user. Like if I was falling trees, dropping them, I think I'd prefer the full wrap one with the more torque, just so it's more forgiving in a real world situation. And if the tree's on the ground and all I'm doing is whacking it up for firewood, then that ring zinger would probably be my better choice. So it just depends on what you're trying to get the saw to do. Yep, 064's got pretty hot stock timing if I remember right. It's been a while since I worked on one. I used to have one. They're a good saw. I don't typically keep my big saws though. I just I don't know. I just, with the way I cut, I'm happy. 90% of my firewood is done with a 2511P and a 4910. Both 670s are running stock timing. I've not messed with any of the ignition timing on either one of them. I didn't think they needed it. Yeah, I just make videos showing what I'm doing. Sometimes it could be showing what you end up not to do. I've never really sheared a flywheel key on an OEM flywheel and crankshaft. I have sheared them on some of the Chinese stuff. I'm going to have to choke my stove down here in a minute. She's really starting to take off. Shut that bottom draft on there. I see this flame starting to die down now. Yeah, she's burning red oak today. That's what I stuffed in it to heat the shop up tonight. Oh, I've sheared lots on lawnmowers. In my repair days, I've repaired many flywheel keys, especially on them old Briggs & Strattons with that aluminum key. Yep, I'm probably going to pack her full before I call it a night out here too, and then just choke the other knob down, and that way tomorrow when I head off to work I'll have a bed of coals I can throw some more in, and then yep, rocks and stumps. That'll take a flywheel key out on a push mower every time. I remember being a broke kid, and if I sheared one on my push mower or whatever, I'd pop the flywheel off and actually flip the key, put the two halves back together, and put the key back together and flip it, over so you could shear it again. That when I used to repair stuff from Memory Wards, we had a thing that would take the bent mower blade off and slide it on there, and we'd whack the end of the crankshaft with a big sledgehammer and this thing that was made to slide over it, and knock the crank back as true as we could get it, put the blade back in it, throw a key on it, and send it out the door. Doesn't take a very healthy stump to screw up a crankshaft on a little 3-horse Briggs, 3.5 horse. I think they still pop them out today. I don't know. I think they're on a Classic or something. That old Classic push mower. Different carburetor, but yep, I worked at Montgomery Ward's just out of high school. I was a technician for him. Used to be a steel technician too. I worked in quite a few different small engine shops over the years. Thought it was going to be my profession, but I ended up switching things up. It's real easy to get burned out on stuff. Partly why I only take on saws here and there. I don't really do a whole lot of saws for other people. I you know, if I get real bored or run out of my own stuff to port, I'll take. Have a good one. I'll take on some work here and there, but I couldn't imagine doing it as a full-time career or something. That would be, I wouldn't know what to do if I come home and there was 50 of them to pump out or something. That would burn me right out. I literally use this more for therapy than anything. I like scratching my head and thinking of different ways to port things and try it out, and then when I'm done with the saw, I'll send it down the road and pick up a different project. And you know, some saws I keep, some saws I don't. And I'll probably be getting rid of a few more projects sooner or later. Yep. Anytime I've ever took anything that I loved and tried to turn it into work, it's ruined it for me. I'm not sure what happened there. It said reconnecting. Is this thing still working, guys? All right, have a good one. Yeah, it does get old, Slacks. How's it going, J&S? Yep, you have a good night too. Yeah, I used to build race engines and do the mud bogging thing, and that got old. I am gonna pick up another bobber project sometime and build me another bobber. I miss having a motorcycle to goof off on. You're tired or I'm tired? I'm pretty tired, but I can't sleep. No, but you could get tired of new saws too. Every now and then I like taking a relic and seeing what I can do with it. No, I'm not no logger. I sure fix a lot of saws for loggers though. I got some buddies that are loggers. Got buddies that are that climb trees too. That's something I can't do, won't do. I'd probably be able to do the lift thing though if I rented a lift or whatever and go up that way. Wouldn't like it, but I could probably do it. If it is, a new saw is nice because they're nice and clean, but it's really not that big a deal to take an old clapped out junker like this 461 I'm doing. It's really not that bad. Or that 272, that thing's in pretty rough shape. I ordered bearings and gasket kit for it the other day. We had that top cover donated in the coil. I'm trying to think what else. I located all the air filter stuff. That's getting shipped to me. I'm trying to think what else. It's hard off the top of my head. There might be a couple other little things that thing's missing, but I'm going to split the case on that one and just wash every single component and build that right up from the... I can't say I like all saws. I like a good variety of saws. Yeah, they take more time, but it's... I don't know, it's relaxing for me. I don't get it. I can take a headache problem saw and spend 12 hours trying to get all the bugs sorted out of it, and I'm totally fine with it, but yet 5 minutes of playing around on a computer or this phone trying to figure this techie stuff out, I get frustrated. I'm ready to smash the phone. I've got Indiana Doug helps me out a lot on the channel, and so does Smitty's Chainsaws. Them two guys help me out a lot on the tech side of stuff, because I am not tech smart at all. In fact, I think Smitty is sending me his P70 that I hooked him up with. I think he's sending that back to me. I think I'm going to do some machine work for it and then send it back to him. Slacks, I've tried almost every single app that's available for my phone for editing. I can't do it. They need to come up with an app that's all finger touch that I can just slide the video and get it to do what I want it to do, but it don't work. I can't stuff a screwdriver in my phone and make it work. It really it really irritates me. There's several times where I've gotten so frustrated with trying to like, I remember some of my earlier videos, me trying to figure out how to even get a video to go up on YouTube, and there were several times where I just about said piss on it and just shut the whole thing down and didn't want to deal with it. But I'm glad I stuck with it, because it's really cool getting to interact with you viewers. It sounds like me. Yeah. Some days it's like, I get so frustrated with it. Like, it still takes me 10 minutes of fidgeting around on the phone to even try to get these lives up. I think I'm getting better at it, though. I think I got the format now, and I need to get something set up with the volume turned down that I can see the comments on, like as I'm watching it as a viewer, so I can read them better instead of standing behind the phone trying to read them. But I don't know. I guess you guys are more used to this side of the view anyway. Typically it's just my hands in the shot. I tell you what, it's absolutely crazy how fast time flies when you're on a live, though. I can't believe it's been 33 minutes already. With me just standing behind the phone blabbering. Yep, have a good one. Yeah, in fact, I think the app that's in my phone right now for editing is the one that TW told me about when I met him down at Sawfest, and I can't navigate that thing either. I tried it. It is what it is. I'm just horrible at it. Sure, I'm glad I got buddies that know more about that stuff than I do. In fact, like that short that I dropped the other day, Doug made that short for me, which I was super thankful for. And then the other video I dropped of the long bar 670, Smitty edited that for me. So it's like, you know, I'm sure if you guys are watching through my videos, I'm 100% sure you can see what I made and what other people have helped me make. There's a big difference between their work and my work. My YouTube videos suck. But yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow when I get out of work, I'm hoping I'll have enough energy left. I have never had Super Clean destroy a seal, no. And I've used that stuff for eons. Even when I worked at the GM dealership, we had a 55-gallon drum of that stuff that we'd pop hoods on people's cars and stuff and spray that stuff all under the hood and then rinse it down with a garden hose and then work on the car. I've used Super Clean back when it was called Castrol Super Clean, and I think it was stronger stuff back when it had the Castrol name on it. I think they've diluted it over the years. It still works good, but I think the super strong stuff was just a little bit too harsh. I have had it discolor certain alloys, like some magnesiums, some aluminums, and some zinc products. Like an actual sprayer. Yeah, I had it destroy from sitting. I got it was a $50. I don't know where it's at. It was one of them $50 pump up sprayers. I had it destroy the seals on that. I thought you meant like seals on a chainsaw or whatever. Yeah, whatever you put that stuff in, it's got to be chemical resistant. I'm trying to think. I got two of them sprayers. One's dead on me now. I can't get it to pump up. But I let it sit too long with Super Clean in it. The other one I'm using, I'll use Super Clean in it, and then right after I'm done with the Super Clean, I'll rinse it out with water and then pump it out. You like how what's to the point? Yeah, Super Clean. Like what I got sitting back there. And that Simple Green bottle, that hand sprayer's got Super Clean in it as well. So, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to see or talk about while I've got you guys on here? I know my shop's a mess. I got 3 clamshells coming up pretty soon that I'm going to be building on the channel. I got an 021, an 025, and an 023 I got to do. What I'm gonna do, Slacks, is I'm going to try to take the filter that I destroyed that you sent me and build a cage. And I want to run this. That's all I want for a filter on it, wrapped around the cage. I want a real light, high flow filter for that. I caught something in the video. You mean right to the point on my videos? Is that what you meant? Typically, I just show what I'm doing and then shut the camera off. I am really looking forward to seeing this one run, though. If I wasn't so exhausted, I'd probably be putting it together tonight. It's just when I work that much and that long, I don't want to assemble something when I'm dead tired, because that's how mistakes get made. The clutch come in for the 800p as well. I got to get that done, but I kind of want to get this put together and then back onto the 800p because I don't know if it's my, I don't know what it is about me. I typically try to plow through a build. I don't like stuff sitting around in boxes. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that or not, but I do. Some people say I rip through builds pretty fast. Just seeing a saw in this condition when I have everything to put it together just bugs me. I don't know what it is about it. I'd much rather put it together so nothing gets lost, I guess, or ruined. Or I can see if I'm happy with it or not. But this saw will probably see 20-inch, 24-inch bar. I don't think I'll probably run anything bigger than a 24 on it. Depending on, I know if I use it for Sawfest, it's what, 77 cc's, so it'll have to be in the 80 cc class. Then I'll have to do a grudge match against some of these on the 500i and these 461s, because I don't know where they sit compared to that. That 500i is a hoss though. That thing pulls a long bar amazing. I don't have any 029s or 039s. I've built them. You can get gains out of them. A lot of people say that they're not worth it, but I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder. I mean, I've ported plenty of clamshells. I sent Joe a message this morning. We have an inspection coming up at work, and these last few windy days, it's just completely what free time I thought I was going to have at work I don't have. So unfortunately this week I can't get out to Joe's without interfering with my normal job. So until after we're done with all the inspections, I won't have any extra free time. I'm hoping, I think Friday, tomorrow, I think we got one coming up Friday, and then hopefully after this weekend, I'm hoping next week will slow down and maybe I can get out to Joe's next weekend. Maybe it'll give me a chance to get this one running and we can get this one on the dyno too. I'd be curious. I know right now what I want dynoed is the 461, the second 670, because the first 670's already been dynoed. I want to rerun the 660 Neotech, see what I've changed on that. I want to run the white 372. What else was there? 440. And then, that CS 8000, possibly this 800p, and there's a few other projects here that people didn't want showed on film or whatever on camera. They wouldn't mind some dyno runs on them too. So there's sometimes stuff that I do for other people that just don't want it on YouTube. So I try to, make everybody happy and respect their wishes. So sometimes you guys don't get to see everything that goes on behind the scenes, but what I typically do behind the scenes, I show you guys everything: the good, the bad, the ugly, the successes, the not successes. That 18,000 RPM 4910 is the other one I want to get on the dyno before she pops. But I'm hoping to get a dyno run on that before she blows up. There was another one too. I just can't think of it. It'll come across my mind the day when I go to the dyno. I'm sure if you guys want saws dyno too, I'm sure if you contact Joe, I'm sure you guys could with him where you could mail him your saw and have him dyno your guys' saws too. I'm sure he'd work something out with you. He's a super cool guy. Every time I've dealt with him, it's just been a pure pleasure dealing with him. Super awesome guy. Does phenomenal work. he has that option on his website. I've never visited his website. Of course, I'm only like an hour and 20 minutes from him. Typically, I'll just give him a message or whatever and set up an appointment, and then whatever. I try to not impose. I know he's super busy guy, so I try not to ruin it for him. Like if he's got a lot going on, my stuff can sit on the back burner, and then I'll just drive over. In fact, whenever I go to his place this time, I got another buddy that lives probably an hour from him, and I'm going to try to set it up that way. When I'm done, I'll contact my other buddy, and then I can head over to his place too, and then maybe play with some saws at his place. I only get to see him pretty much only at Sawfest or whatever. So, and he lives in my state, so I guess if I'm already heading over that way, it'd be kind of cool to go over and hang out and play saws. I don't know if he's going to want to be on YouTube or not, but I'm sure we could make some sort of videos goofing off with saws. And I think he's got a 462. No, it's a 562. That's what it is. It's a Husqvarna 562 that I'm thinking about snatching off his hands and maybe taking a stab at porting one of them. See if I can do anything with one of them. I've never been into one. Gonna get some sleep. Night, guys. Yep, no problem, Slacks. Have a good one. But pretty good turnout. We had up to 20 people, and we're down to 11 for a late night in the shop. Unsurprised thing. I think we did pretty good. Yes, it is very cool to get saws run on a dyno. It can be very humbling too. Like I've took some saws over there that I thought was just going to be the bee's knees, and then totally get your soul gets crushed when it doesn't put out what you were hoping it do. And then I've took other builds over there that I didn't even really think that much, and then they pull out crazy numbers. It's crazy. But it's good to have dyno results, and it's also good to have wood test results too. Ultimately, the wood test results is the real world situation, but at least with the dyno, it lets you know what you're changing and where it's peaking at, and how flat the torque curve is on it and all that good stuff. So, but I think I'm gonna call it quits on here. It's been 48 minutes. I've probably blabbered on enough. I'll let you guys get some sleep. I think I'll fill the wood stove up, and then I think I'm gonna go in and watch a movie or something and try to chillax before I gotta get up early in the morning and go to work. So thanks for joining in. I appreciate every one of you. 562s are mean when ported. I think it was a 562 that Pat Allred had built, and that thing was absolutely crazy. That thing was nuts. If when I do that one for my buddy, if I can get it to turn out as quarter of good as what that one ran, I would be happy. Pat Allred can build a good saw. I've ran a few of his. I've met him at Sawfest, and yeah, his saw's right up there with the best of them. I really enjoyed playing with his saws. So, and I talked to him too. He's a super cool guy. So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna call it a night here and unwind for the night. And you guys take it easy and have a good one. I appreciate all the support and you guys watching the channel. Yep. Alright, well, I'm going to try to figure out, I think it's this button over here. So, thanks for joining in, guys. You guys take it easy and have a good one.